the origins of the Chancery Project go back to the Civil War, the start of the Civil War in Ireland. As many people will know, the Civil War started when the irregulars, as they were called, the anti-treaty side, took up residence in the Four Courts. But the Four Courts was where the Public Records Office of Ireland was located. And the pro-treaty side waited for about 2 months, and eventually they decided they had to get the irregulars out. So they started bombarding the Four Courts. And when they bombarded the Four Courts, they knew that they were attacking the National Archive that was located there. And of course the anti-treaty side also knew that this was going to be disastrous if this continued. But both sides, were completely indifferent to the damage that they were doing. And the result of it was, a terrible calamity that we're still picking the pieces up from today. But so eventually here in Trinity it was decided about 40 years ago, the late Professor Otway Riven decided that maybe it might not be the end of the story. Maybe there were bits and pieces of this archive that had survived the catastrophe, parts of it that had been dismantled beforehand. People had borrowed documents, people had copied documents down through the ages, and scattered all over the world, to be honest. There were bits and pieces of this archive, and it was decided to set up a thing called the Chancery Project.
So the Chancery was the writing office of the King of England in Ireland. When the king wanted to get something done or wanted to make a grant of land, he would issue a letter, and for his own information, he would record that letter on strips of parchment which were called rolls. They were literally rolled up. And these rolls were what was destroyed in 1922. This massive corpus of information went up in smoke. How then did we reconstruct it to create Circle? We're very lucky in Ireland that from the 16th century on, and particularly in the Victorian period, there were antiquarians and archivists who made copies from the original rolls prior to their destruction. But we also have a surprising number of original letters. These were the outgoing post of the medieval chancery rather than the copy that was made on the medieval chancery roll. And significant numbers, over 100 of these original letters, survive in repositories in Ireland, England, and as far afield as California. They've been digitised and are available on the Circle website. The later Middle Ages in Ireland are hugely important in terms of the legacy, the institutional legacy that the period bequeathed to modern Ireland. The county system, Parliament, and the administration all emerged into history during the later Middle Ages, and the Chancery rolls document this change in Irish society in great detail. But the rolls don't just shed light on the administrative framework in Ireland. They don't just show English government in action. They show the peoples of Ireland, the Irish and the English interacting, intermarrying, fighting. But what they reveal really is that Ireland in this later medieval period is a multi-ethnic melting pot. The later Middle Ages in Ireland is perhaps the most neglected and least understood period of Irish history. And yet it's exactly this period from the mid-13th century to the early 16th century that Circle sheds light upon. It shows the actions of English government in Ireland, the growth of English power and its contraction, and the interactions of the peoples. Over 20,000 documents translated into English should do much to revolutionise our understanding of this important period.